while they were performing. And I mean really like nastily, spitefully throwing it. And it was bouncing off them and they were going, get off, get off, get off. It was awful.
When can I expect some jokes?
Yeah, I was waiting for it as well, just to start for now.
Yeah, like fascinating, but do you have any jokes or is it just a story that you were a teacher? Hello guys,
Hi everyone.
I'm Valdemar.
And I'm Veronica. And today it's time for another recommendation. I saw that then the name Greg Davies mentioned a few times in the comments, so we deliver.
They recommended this video or just the guy?
The guy.
Just the guy.
Okay, so thank you for
So
recommending
you chose
the
the video.
I chose the video.
Okay, why? Why this one?
Because it was the most popular one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good criteria.
That is a good criteria. I am unlucky sometimes with choosing not the best one for the first one that we watch, but that just means we can then watch him again when you tell us that this was not the funniest one.
I feel like I'm out of the loop with the stand-up comedy because there are all those guys that I have never heard about, and now I see the video here, and it's like a full theater of people.
Right?
Like there is like, I don't know, 10,000 people there, 20,000 people, I think.
It just seems way more popular, and I think maybe because where we are, we don't really see, posters of stand-up comedians performing, but I guess maybe in America or I don't know, London or something, it's just way more popular. There's way more guys doing this.
Where do you guys hear about all those comedians? Like, where do you find them? On YouTube, on Netflix?
Oh yeah, and do you find them like via other people's reactions, or do you just watch these people and then you look for the reactions, or maybe you have a reactor that you like and then that's how you learn about the new comedians?
Yeah, let us know. Like, there are some stand-up comedies on Netflix, right?
Yeah, well, maybe
but
that's
there are
why.
too many in my taste.
Yeah, but if that's something that you like, that's kind of like a comfort show, then maybe you just keep watching.
Yeah, but like it's difficult to just get a taste of a new comedian. Like,
True, and it's a
there is a
commitment,
special, right? And it's like 1 hour or sometimes even longer, and you're like, oh, let's see this guy. Let's find out if it's funny or not.
Yeah, and how long of a chance do you give it before you give up? It's quite of a commitment, an hour and a half. But we can have just a small taste.
We have you,
YouTube.
fortunately.
Exactly.
To recommend.
And I think most of the recommendations that you guys give are really good. Sometimes, I think the ones that we found were the
sometimes
worst ones.
scary.
Yeah, like the Joey Diaz one. Did you see that someone in the comments said that this is actually not the full video and we should watch the full video?
Yeah, no.
It's not gonna happen.
Pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is Greg Davies on being the world's worst teacher. I've only seen the beginning just to check how the quality is. So I think it's about him being the teacher. Spoiler alert. And I just wanted to say that I don't know if you know this about me, but at least for 2 years of my life, I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was in middle school, I think I wanted to teach literature.
I think I know this about you.
Yeah, but then I thought I would do something more important in my life, and that's how I became a YouTuber.
No, being a teacher would be a good job to have, but the money is, I don't know how it is in your countries, but
yeah, that's why I wanted to be the
like
literature teacher.
In Poland, basically you can go to Lidl or to Carrefour.
Yeah, and you get better money, and you don't have to work after hours. That's very true. It's not very motivating in Poland to get into education, but that's why I wanted to be the.
And you have no respect, like literally no respect.
I feel like you can. That's like at least let me know how it is in your country. I'm curious, but in Poland, the teacher of the language that teaches you the grammar and the literature is the teacher, at least for me, that has the most like moral preaching
influence. Like in Dead Poets Society.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that. So you can talk about different things in life, like philosophy and real life, and when you're doing maths, then you can't really do that. But okay, we can watch.
Ready?
I am ready.
Let's go.
I used to be a teacher, you know that, some of you, right?
He was a teacher.
Teachers here tonight? God bless you, you heroes. Look at this quote I found about you. The best teachers are those that tell you where to look, but they don't tell you what to see.
Okay.
It's true. You know what? I taught for 13 years and I thought I was great.
13 years.
It's the only thing that's kept me going because I fucking hate children.
I feel like that would be me.
I was good. It's the only thing that I've clung on to all these years. The kids like me, and I never did them a disservice. Anyway, I met some of them in the same week as I saw Elsie. I met some of my ex-pupils, and I've got another quote for you now from one of them. See what you make of this. It's a genuine quote.
Well, that's one thing to hear after all these years.
I And when I stopped to really think about it for 10 seconds, I was shit. I was a drama teacher, which in itself is hilarious, right? And you know when I knew I had to give up teaching? I was in my drama studio. The kids were performing a play that they'd been working on for weeks while I smoked out the back of the drama studio. And I finally run out of time and they had to perform them. And they were really excited and focused. And I realized that someone was up in the lighting tower of the drama studio aggressively throwing blue tack into their faces while they were performing. And I mean really like nastily, spitefully throwing it. And it was bouncing off them and they were going, get off, get off, get off. It was awful.
When can I expect some jokes?
Yeah, I was waiting for it as well, just to start for now.
Yeah, like fascinating, but do you have any jokes or is it just a story that you were a teacher?
I was just also thinking that I don't think there's such a thing as a drama teacher in Poland.
No,
It's
you just have a
usually-
language teacher, right?
Yeah, and it's just like an extra thing that you can do.
You have, when you go to the college, then you have like different specialities of the language
Teachers, yeah, but we don't have teachers that specifically teaches you to play in plays. That seems like an interesting thing to do for the whole year.
But there is this one subject in school, like
arts.
you remember arts?
Yeah, but and that
Yeah, but like arts in the high school, not the arts when you just draw pictures in the elementary school. I mean later when you learn about drama.
I had
and-
different subjects than you, so I don't know.
Oh, yes, you were special.
I was
kid.
special. Okay, do you think some jokes?
Bouncing
I
off
hope.
them and they were going, get off, get off, get off. It was awful. And I knew I had to give up teaching when I realised that the person up there throwing that blue tack, that's right, it was me. It was me and I was with the head of English and we were laughing our bollocks off.
It's not very nice.
And it was at that point I realised my perception of how I think people see me and other people's perception are very different things. And when you start to think about it, it panics you. And the worst thing is your perception, or rather your reputation, can be ruined like that. I'm going to show you 3 quotes now. They're all from actual friends of mine, and they're so insane, they changed my view of that person, and I wrote it on my phone immediately, right? The first one is from a 37-year-old science teacher. She could be teaching your children. I had a 1-hour row with her in a pub because she said, and she fucking meant this.
Motherfucker quit school and he's still bothering people with PowerPoint. Like literally, like dude, just stop what you're doing and like I don't know, become Uber driver.
But he has such a big audience, but I think no one has laughed so far.
But when he asked, are there any teachers in the room? And I felt like the half of the audience was like, whoa! Maybe it's like a convention of teachers.
You think teachers don't have a good sense of humor? Or maybe they do, but he doesn't. I don't know.
Weird sense of humor in my experience. Like sometimes when you heard teachers say something, I was like, dude.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Some of them had an extreme sense of humor.
I remember my teacher that was teaching me the Polish language. Once there was one girl who was absent and she asked where she is, and some friends of hers say that she went home because she's menstruating. And she said, oh, that's weird because I thought that when women are menstruating they are becoming prettier. Yeah, so that's my experience.
What?
Yeah.
Science teacher. She could be teaching your children. I had a 1-hour row with her in a pub because she said, and she fucking meant this.
Okay, people are laughing. It's just us.
I went to an urban zoo with a 40-year-old friend of mine who's a mother of 2. She saw a turkey and she said this. Happy Christmas. Here's your traditional massive male chicken. But by far the worst, a 52-year-old friend of mine who is a successful CEO of a company, I made reference to the irritating buzzing wings of a fly that was in the room and he said this. He thinks flies are shouting. Yeah! I'm a fly! I'm flying!
Why are there
Presumably
so
when
many
they stop
people
and
there?
land, they're having a fucking breath, are they? Yeah. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm a fly! Nothing that man can say will alter my new perception of him that he is fundamentally thick as pig shit.
The only reasonable explanation I find for this is that he's supporting someone, and that's why the people are there.
Or he needs support.
I think, guys, I don't wanna throw words to the wind, but I think this is the worst comedian we've seen on this channel.
Probably. Like, he gave me an impression of someone who was like teaching in school, and then like some children were saying, "Oh, he's funny,"
Yeah.
and then he was like,
Maybe I should go into stand-up comedy.
yeah, maybe I should make a career out of that."
Like, this makes me believe we could go into stand-up
Yeah,
comedy.
exactly. That was what I was thinking. I was like, maybe I'm wasting myself on this YouTube channel here.
Right?
Like, I have
can have
6,000
it like
subscribers. Maybe I can have like 60,000 people in a theater.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for the recommendation.
Thanks for
because
nothing,
it's-
guys.
Because it's nice to see new things. But was it a joke when you recommended this guy? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe you found the wrong video.
Okay, maybe I have. But you know, like when we watched Billy Connolly and we really didn't like that first joke, like he didn't vibe with us with the dwarf on the bus.
Yeah.
And then people said, okay, that's not the funniest one, you have to watch something else. And like, I was willing to believe that. But if this is put out by Netflix as the best bit of his show,
This is by Netflix.
yeah.
Netflix paid money for that.
Yeah. So,
They really will sponsor everything now.
yeah. So,
They have too much money, like literally.
Yeah. So I don't think he gets much better than that. Or does he? But then does he have like a split personality or something like that? Because that was really bad. Well, I hope you enjoyed us not enjoying it. It was not even bad enough to like hate watch it. It was just nothing. There were just no jokes there.
Yeah, like with the Joey Diaz, for example, it was disturbing, scary.
It was horrifying. I don't want
But
to do
it was
again.
like watching an accident, you
you
hate
can-
what you see, but you can't look away. You're like, but this was just like watching a paint dry on a wall.
Yeah, and I mean, I appreciate that he probably told a real story, but at this point, just make it up. Because the things he wrote down, they were not funny. If you wanted to go that way, you should have just made it up, I think. Okay, well, we just started
I want to read the comments.
Okay.
Wait a second. I want to see what people are saying. My 8th grade English teacher wrote noisy and disruptive
Pick the mic.
on my report card instead of signing it. That circled the misspelling with a red pen. That was a power outage at my school. A classmate suggested we watch a movie. The comment section doesn't disappoint either.
Well, it disappointed me so far.
So people are just
Sharing
sharing
their
their
experiences.
stories. So this is like a convention of teachers. I was right.
Clearly.
All right, guys. Enough is enough. Thank you for watching with us.
Yeah.
And check out our other channel as well if you want. Check out our Patreon. And see you in our next video.
Our other channel is a movie reactions channel, by the way.
Yeah, I think they can guess that from the title of the channel.
Bye.
Goodbye.